Well, it certainly seems like that is the greatest potential, greatest positive potential of AI. Is to solve a lot of the problems that human beings have had forever, a lot of the societal problems that seem to be. I mean, that's why I was talking about an AI president. I'm kind of not joking because I feel like if something
Yeah.
was hyper intelligent and aware of all the variables with no human bias and no incentives, no
Yeah.
other than here's your program, the greater good for the community of the United States and the greater good for that community as it interacts with the rest of the world. The elimination of these dictators, whether they're elected or non-elected, who impose their will on the
Yeah.
population because they have a vested interest in protecting special interest groups and industry.
I think as long as the thing that I find scary when you say that is it feels like it's humanity not in control. And I
Right.
reflexively don't like that. But if it's instead like it is the collective will of humanity being expressed without the mistranslation and corrupting influences along the way, then
Yes.
I can see it.
Is that possible? It seems like it would be.
In a recent conversation with Joe Rogan, Sam Altman openly entertained the idea of AI governing the United States. What was once dismissed as science fiction is now being spoken aloud by the very people shaping the future of technology. Altman went even further, stating that he believes OpenAI should become the first corporation led entirely by an AI CEO, a declaration that governments and global power players will not ignore. And he is not alone. Just days ago, Elon Musk suggested in an interview that within the next 10 to 20 years, money itself could become irrelevant as AI and robotics replace most forms of labor. In this future, Musk claims, work will be optional. For decades, we've been told that technology will make life easier, smarter, and more efficient. But beneath the glossy marketing and futuristic promises lies a deeper and more unsettling narrative, one that suggests a small class of global technocrats may be quietly working to reshape civilization itself. Their goal? Not simply to influence political systems, but to render human governance obsolete altogether. This is not science fiction. It is the emerging trajectory of a world increasingly convinced that humans can no longer manage their own affairs. At the center of this transformation is the belief that human political systems must fall so a new kind of order, algorithmic, centralized, and machine driven, can take their place. Over the last decade, almost every major institution, government, media, education, healthcare, finance, has suffered severe declines in public trust. Some of this erosion is organic, born from scandals, polarization, and incompetence. But some of it appears amplified, accelerated, and even weaponized. Why? Because a society that distrusts its leaders becomes willing to accept new forms of authority. Technocrats argue that democratic systems are too slow, too emotional, and too vulnerable to misinformation. They insist that humanity's tribal instincts make effective governance impossible. Their premise is simple: humans are the problem, technology is the solution. And this sets the stage for the next phase. What was once a fringe idea is now openly discussed in policy circles, global economic forums, and corporate think tanks. The argument goes like this: AI is objective. AI can analyze millions of variables instantly. AI doesn't suffer from ego, corruption, or political pressure. Therefore, AI should assist, then eventually replace human decision makers. The first step is algorithmic advisory systems telling leaders what choices to make. The next step is automation of key decisions. And the final step, already imagined by futurists, is the handoff of governance to machine logic entirely, with humans playing ceremonial roles at best. This is the essence of a total technocratic system, a society where unelected engineers, corporate giants, and algorithmic models determine the rules, distribute resources, and enforce compliance. For a technocracy to rise, the old order must fall. Look around. Schools are struggling to define their purpose. Religious institutions are weakening. Families are fragmenting. Local communities are hollowing out. Trust in media is nearly gone. Political parties are deeply fractured. Whether intentional or not, the cumulative impact is the same. Society is losing the stabilizing institutions that once anchored human identity, meaning, and governance. A population stripped of these anchors becomes easier to steer. In moments of confusion and instability, people often seek new forms of control, order at any cost, and that's when the technocratic pitch becomes irresistible. History teaches us that major power shifts rarely happen during peaceful, stable times. They emerge during crises, economic collapse, civil unrest, pandemics, wars, and social fragmentation. Some analysts suggest that the social chaos we see growing around us, rising polarization, street-level disorder, economic uncertainty, will be used as justification for sweeping technological governance solutions. AI-enforced law and order, digital identity systems, algorithmic surveillance, centralized resource management, automated courts and policing. In other words, total control wrapped in the promise of total safety. If the trajectory continues, the end state is clear. A world governed not by messy human debate, but by data-driven, centrally controlled systems run by a highly consolidated elite class. Human political systems, local autonomy, elected leadership, democratic participation, fade into irrelevance. The result is a civilization that is efficient but inhuman, orderly but oppressive, stable but spiritually empty. The question now is not whether this trajectory is real. The question is whether humanity will challenge it or quietly submit. If the old systems crumble and chaos fills the streets, the technocrats will be ready with their solution. The only real safeguard is an informed, woke, and courageous public willing to defend the irreplaceable value of human freedom, human wisdom, and human leadership. Perhaps today, come quickly, Lord. In a recent conversation with Joe Rogan,
I wish I had worked on something that was less morally fraught.
But do you? Because it's
no,
really
no,
exciting.
I cannot imagine a cooler thing to work on. I feel.